Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to present journal entitled Racism and Stereotype in Get Out Movie Script by Denny Sekta Nurhadi and Habsi Asidiki from State Islamic University Sunan Gunung Jati Bandung. For introduction, racism, racial discrimination, prejudice, and all the intolerant attitude that still living in the part of the world which is stereotypes linked to it as does America. Racism born because of differences in human. The difference of human will give rise stereotype from one group to another group that looks different. Racism is a problem of social, much of which is poured in literary work. Thus, the writer can give some information about racism in the film concerning with the film through the intrinsic element from this story. In the story of Get Out movie by Jordan Peele, all the characteristics will which contrast and show only two skin color, that is black and white, who play an important role in running the story. We are required to understand their position and status in the story to show how many racist issues that contain in the film. The researcher will focus to movie script of this film and use the dialogue from the character to analyze the racist issues that exist in the film, which is racism theory from Frederickson and stereotype theory from Craig McCarthy. Next is research question. 1. How is racism constructed in Get Out movie? And 2. What stereotype and racism appeared in Get Out movie? For the objective of the study, 1. To identify how racism constructed in Get Out movie, and 2. To analyze the stereotype of racism appeared in Get Out movie. Next, for research method, this research used sociology of literature for the method and for the approach using objective approach. For the data and data sources, the data use quotation of the text, such as dialogue or narration, included character action, thought, and so forth that related to the topic. And for the data source, use Get Out movie script by Jordan Peele. Findings and discussion. Findings, analysis of the character. Based on research question, the analysis of this research just focus on a black man, Chris Washington, as the main character in Get Out movie. He has a white girlfriend, Rose Armitage, who visited the woman's parents' house. Strangeness began to emerge until finally Chris knew that was going on in that house. In Get Out movie, the author gives a different dimension of racism. Racism is not just about white people oppressing black people. The author interests racism. Finally, here are the characteristics of Chris Washington's character as what is stated in Get Out movie. For the dialogue, the Get Out movie script. In Get Out movie script, there are many dialogue with racism issues. One of the example is, "Come on, I get it. White family, black servant. It's totally cliche." In this case, racism shown that by Dan Armitage really shows racism against Chris as Black American. It means that slavery is normal for Black people. The statement was addressed by Chris, saw the maid and gardener in the house as Black as himself. Next one is characterization. Chris Washington, the Black photographer, and the main protagonist of the movie. Also in this film, Chris became a victim of racism by Armitage family and friend, but Chris did something racist too, in this case, two white people. We can see in the dialogue, do they know I'm black? You know, I don't want to get chased off of the law with the shotgun. We can see that Chris' view of white people in this case is Armitage family. The term racism is often used in a loose and unreflective way to describe the hostile or negative feelings to one ethnic group or people toward another and the action resulting from such attitude. Fredrickson, 2002. Next one is plot. Here, the researcher will break down the script to find plot and build the racism in this movie. As you can see, plot, page 10 until 13. A racism act was carried out by a police officer against Chris. He asked for the identity of Chris when Chris not driving a car. It can be seen that the police did not believe to Chris because Chris is a black people. Next one is stereotype of racism that appeared in Get Out movie. One is discrimination. One of the example of discrimination is you have been chosen because of physical advantages you have enjoyed your entire lifetime. With your natural gift and our determination, we could put the part of something greater, something perfect. In this case, the Armitage family made a study which combined the body of black people who were still healthy with with the mind of old white people. If we look at the era of slavery in the 19th century that occurred in America, black people were made slaves because they had high and strong posture in selling out various kind of work, but we consider it too late good thinking. In this scene, it is as if resolving slavery, but with the bandage of modernization and high knowledge. Not much different, where the black body was made into a tool, while the one who ruled it was white people. Second one is prejudice. The negative view of Ruth William toward white people doesn't stop there. When Chris calls him back and says that he was being hypnotized in order to stop smoking. Ruth says horrible things to Chris like the following dialogue. We can see Ruth, Ruth, how did you not scare off this man? Look, they couldn't have made you do all types of stupid shit. They have you fucking breaking like a dog, flying around like you are a fucking pigeon, looking ridiculous, okay? Or I don't know if you know this, white people love making people sex slaves and shit. Chris, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're not tiny sex family. In this dialogue, it was seen the prejudice or negative view or of Rod William toward white people in this conversation with the Fritz on the telephone that it appeared Rod was so paranoid. He said that white people can do anything to Chris. They can make Chris bark like a dog, fly like a dove, and the worst is they can make Chris as a sex slave because according to Rod William, white people are very happy to make other people become sex slaves. Next, the third one is violence. Psychological violence is experienced by Chris Washington through some traits which are given by Missy Armitage. In this case, Missy tries to get into Chris' mind by asking what Chris doesn't want to think about. There, Missy Armitage has success in getting into Chris' mind and really disturbing Chris' mind, where he was forced to recall the incident when his mother died when he was child. This one is for discussion. Get Out movie is a film that written and directed by Jordan Peele in 2017. Get Out movie is a narrative film who telling a black man named Chris Washington as a main character who has a white girlfriend, Rose Armitage, who visited the woman's parents' home. Racism constructed in Get Out movie, the data is analyzed to answer the first statement of problem. Name how is racism constructed in Get Out movie, and there are three aspects. There is dialogue, characterization, and also plot. For the conclusion, from the data analysis, the research can conclude as follows from the first statement of problem, namely how racism is constructed in Get Out movie. There are three aspects that construct racism. First one is dialogue, second one is characterization, and the last one is plot. From the second statement of the problem, namely what stereotype of racism that appeared in Get Out movie, there are three forms of stereotype found by the researcher. First one is discrimination, second one is prejudice, and the last is violence. Based on the findings of the data analysis above, that the result of the research can be concluded that in Get Out movie script there are have many racism issues and also stereotype of racism, not just racism from white people but also from black people. And not just racism from white people to black people, but also racism from black people to white people. And I think that's all from my presentation. Thank you. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.